There are so many reasons why someone can't get the muscle up, and in this video, I hope to be able to help you find out the reason why you can't muscle up so that you can tune your training better to get the muscle up faster. Let's get started. The first reason, and also I think that it is the most common reason, is that you don't have enough base strength. So the muscle up actually requires you to have two things, and that is strength and technique. However, in my opinion, I think strength is actually much more important than technique, and technique is actually easily learned by anyone. So let me give you an example. Have you ever had that friend that is really strong and like they do rock climbing and all that kind of thing, but they don't even train for the muscle up? And then when you ask them to do the muscle up, they can easily do one. And the reason for that is because they have a very high base strength from rock climbing, for example. And you could say that just having enough base strength is enough to learn the muscle up. In my opinion, I think the technique portion of the muscle up only helps you to bridge the lack of strength that you have. And having a more efficient technique will help you to do the muscle up with less required strength. So if you can't get the muscle up because you don't have enough base strength, then I recommend you to train the basics really hard. For example, do lots of pull-ups and also weighted pull-ups. And if you get really high numbers on these exercises, then you should be able to easily unlock your first muscle up. The second reason why you can't muscle up is because you have bad technique. I know I just said that technique is not that important, but if your technique is really ultra shit, then you could be making the muscle up unnecessarily harder for yourself. So some wrong techniques of muscle up can include pulling at the wrong timing, gripping too tightly so you can't rotate your arms around the bar, and pulling straight up instead of pulling back up and around the bar. I won't dive into the details of all the wrong techniques as that can be a video on its own, but having bad technique can be one of the reasons why you can't muscle up yet. The third reason why you can't muscle up yet is because you emphasize too much on perfect form. Now, don't get me wrong, I think form is actually important, especially if you want to prevent injuries, but expecting to have a fully perfect strict muscle up as your first muscle up when you unlock it is simply not realistic. I definitely do not advocate chicken wing muscle ups, but I think it is okay to keep in your legs, at least at the start. Keeping with your legs at the start is good because it actually helps you to get more reps in so that you are able to do more muscle ups and get more familiar with the movement. Keeping with your legs also helps you to unlock your muscle up way earlier so that you can start getting familiar with the actual movement way earlier than if you actually just try to unlock the muscle up with perfect straight body form right from the start. So there are actually two ways to keep during a muscle up, and one of the ways is the leg raise way and the other way is the knee raise way. And personally, I think the knee raise way generates a lot more momentum to help you get over the bar, but of course it doesn't look as good, but I think you can easily progress to the leg raise form once you are able to do the knee raise form. The fourth reason why you can't muscle up is because you are not doing enough attempts. So not doing enough attempts will probably look something like this. Every training session, you do one muscle up attempt, and then you realize that you can't do it, and then you proceed to do your other trainings such as weighted pull-ups and regular pull-ups. Now the thing about learning a move like the muscle up is that to unlock it, you actually have to try it a couple of times. And trying so few times per training session is not going to help you unlock the muscle up. So my advice is that if you are someone who doesn't do enough attempts, try to spend at least 10 minutes before all your training sessions attempting some muscle ups, and this will help you to learn the movement better even if you fail. The fifth reason why you can't muscle up is the opposite of the previous one: too many attempts. So some people think that muscle up is purely technique and that all you need to do is keep trying and that you unlock it eventually. But doing too many attempts actually ties in with the first reason of this video, which is that you don't have enough base strength. That's because if you do too many attempts, you will not actually train your base strength because you're only doing 1 rep at a time, and that doesn't actually help you build your strength as much as doing 5 rep sets or 10 rep sets. And that is actually my main mistake when I first learned the muscle up, because I spent the entire training session just attempting and not doing any basics at all, because at that time I didn't really know how to train. So if you are someone who has done muscle up attempts for a really long time yet still haven't unlocked the muscle up, then you could be doing too many attempts. And my advice to you is that you should start doing some regular sets and reps in order to build your base strength. The sixth reason why you can't muscle up is because you fear getting over the bar. So some people have enough base strength, and when they do an attempt, you can sort of clearly tell that they can do the muscle up. But for some reason, they are just not getting over the bar. And that reason is because they fear getting over the bar. If you want to lock yourself at the top part of the muscle up, then you have to throw your head way further ahead of the bar than people expect. And that can be scary for some people at first. So my advice for people who are afraid of throwing their head over the bar is that you should find a lower bar and practice the transition over the bar. Make sure that you are able to lock yourself in that upper position when you do it on a lower bar. Because if you can't even do it on a lower bar, then there's no way you're going to be able to do it on the higher bar. So once you gain more confidence on the lower bar, then you can do more attempts on the higher bar afterwards. And finally, the seventh reason why you can't muscle up is because you are not yet subscribed to my channel. I've posted a couple of other muscle up videos in order to help you unlock your first muscle up. And if you are lost and not sure about how to train for the muscle up, then I have also created another video explaining to you the exact routine that you can do to unlock your first muscle up. And it should appear right around here. So that's all I have for this video. Do remember to leave a like if I have mentioned one of the reasons why you can't muscle up. And don't forget to subscribe to my channel to see more videos such as this one. And I'll see you in the next video.